what was the thinking on the bishop's behalf on why this revival is needed?
Yeah, it's a very interesting story because so it really began in the November meeting of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And that was right after that Pew Research study had come out that seemed to say something like 70% of Catholics don't believe in the real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist.
Right.
And,
that's right.
Regardless of the flaws of that study, it was a shocker,
It's an eye-opener.
And it was. And the bishops were all talking about it at that November meeting. And it was Bishop Barron, who was at that point still chair of the Committee on Evangelization and Catechesis. And he sort of developed this idea that maybe as bishops, we should do some kind of project to help renew faith in the Eucharist. And he began to put some proposals together. But at that meeting, I was elected chair-elect of the Committee on Evangelization and Catechesis. So I served under Bishop Barron for a year, and then I took over. And so he involved me in these early meetings that happened in January and February of 2020, where we brought bishops, leaders of the committees together to talk about doing something as a bishops' conference, not just one committee, but all the committees together, doing something that would bring about a renewal of the Eucharist. And everybody was convinced we should do it. We had a really good plan, and we were going to bring it to the bishops in June. And then in March, something happened, and that was COVID. And so the whole world shut down for several months, as you remember.
Yeah.
And so the June meeting never happened. And so we weren't able to bring this to the bishops until November of 2020, which is when I became the chair of the committee.
Mm-hmm.
And when we brought it to the bishops in November, they were even amazed that we had been thinking about this before COVID, because, of course, the crisis of having people not be able to go to Mass for some time had really dramatically affected all of us. And this idea that we needed a Eucharistic revival was well accepted by the bishops at that moment. And so it was really that crisis that started it. And then, as chair, I was asked to sort of build it. And so I really spent most of 2021 building this 3-year revival. And that's where we did a lot of listening sessions with people around the country, evangelistic leaders, diocesan leaders, parish leaders. If we were going to do a nationwide initiative to revive faith in the Eucharist, what would that look like? And that's where we came up with a 3-year plan. That's where we decided we should have another National Eucharistic Congress, all those things.